Welcome back for another episode of WaterparkRanger's Let's Play Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. In the last episode, we went into the Avafor's Challenge Chamber and got the Avafor spell. In this episode, we'll be using Avafor's, this spell right here, to escape the Challenge Chamber. So as you saw, Avafor's turned that weird rock thing into a bird that flew over, landed on that switch, and became a rock again. And when it did that, it weighed down the switch and opened up this little space so we could climb up and get to the next Avafor's rock. So that's really all this spell does, and it is interesting, but it's hardly ever used. I keep saying that about every spell, they're hardly ever used, but it's true. The only really ones that you use a lot are Flipendo and Lumos, and then maybe one more that we'll get later. All the others are kind of like for just those treasure chests, or for one-time puzzles that are hardly ever really a major problem. So this one here doesn't have a switch to weigh down. Avafor's rocks don't always have to weigh down switches, as you'll see. Sometimes you just need to move them out of the way. That one was in the way of a crawl space. As you can see, there's the switch over there that it weighed down. And I guess the others are kind of out of sight right now. Oh, one thing I should have mentioned is that when you're getting through there, you just want to time your movements carefully so that you can get past the patrolling ghosts in the center of the room. It'll just make your life much easier. So there's nothing of too much interest in this hallway here, but I'm just checking to make sure I didn't miss anything, like a wizard card or something pointlessly hidden. And this part here is a little bit confusing to me, because there's these weird pamphlets on the wall that have descriptions that are really blurry and hard to read, with pictures that you can't really make out quite well. Although I can tell that looks like one of those ghost wolves from the Whomping Willow area. And those are clearly skulls, but I really don't get the point of it. I used to think that there was some, like, hidden puzzle I was missing, but they might just be there for decoration. And we're right over the hallway that we used to get into that room where we had to use Lumos to open up the passage and then climb with the three ghosts. So that's a one-way passage there that brought us back into the first room. But now that we have Avafors, there are a few extra things that we can do around here that we couldn't do before. Starting over here, you have to use Avafors to knock that block out of the way and get the bird to fly over to the other side. And with the Avafors rock out of the way, you can sneak across and get to the other side. You have to be careful because there are ghosts that will patrol this area and go right past you as you're sneaking on the wall. They can still damage you, and there's nothing you can really do to dodge, so you just have to have the life to endure their attacks. Unfortunately, that's what you have to do. I really don't like it. I wish there was a way you could dodge it. It just doesn't seem right that there are points where you have to forcibly take damage to get past. So there's a Flipendo switch right here, and by hitting it you'll lower the drawbridge. And on your right there, that's the door that you came into the challenge from. And the idea is to get that door open again somehow. You might have noticed that the switch in the center of the room, when held down, will open up that door. So you have to find the right Avafor's rock to hold it down. So next, go to this other side of the room, and there's this one other Avafor's rock here, which isn't disappearing. Oh, it's because I'm using Flipendo. Yeah, with Avafor's you can get it to fly away to the other side. And because you moved that other Avafor's rock from before, it's also going to be blocking the other side, so you just have to cast Avafor's again from a distance to move it out of the way. And with both rocks out of the way, you can get across. And one thing I also want to show here is that if you grab on the wall at the right time, you can actually dodge the ghost. See, the animation cancels out any damage that you might have taken. It's a nice little trick, and I think you could actually use it if you time it right to get across these walls without getting hit by a ghost. I guess that's useful if you're doing a don't take any damage run, which is a really bad idea and could make this game really not fun at all. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets critical mode run. Okay, so with both drawbridges down, it opens up a third, and you can guess what happens next. It's this guy again. Yeah, it's our old buddy from the Expelliarmus Challenge Chamber. Apparently, he's back for this Challenge Chamber as well as the boss. And if memory serves, he's somehow harder than last time. Though, how he is, I'm not exactly sure why. He's just slightly higher up than before. So, same strategy applies. Just wait for him to shoot the center shot, like where he rears up. Weird that, and then shoot it back. But the angle was off that time though when he shot it back. Usually, it should go right back to us. And of course, Avifors does nothing even though he's a statue. Really is a BS spell. Only works on certain kinds of rocks. He's not shooting them back at us properly. Oh, and we took that one head on and applied directly to the forehead. And it made us use a Wiggenweld potion. So it's probably a good thing we came prepared. I have one more potion in case things get really ugly. We caught that one on the edge of the shield just barely, and we were able to put it back at him. These ghosts are just hovering around like... They should stay out of the battle. Wow, that went through our shield, hit us from behind with a shockwave, and the next one just hit us before we could even get up. I hate to say it, but I think this guy's kind of cheap. He should be banned from Brawl. Oh, I just noticed how the gargoyle, when it serves the... I say serves, when it serves the attack at you, it kind of leans on its back foot. Or does it? Yeah, it does. That's for the center shot that you always have to deflect. Also, one thing I've noticed is it deflects your spell a lot more times. Okay, we did something wrong there with the Expelliarmus. It's able to deflect the spell a lot more times in a row than last time. I say a lot more, but just a couple more. And the fact that the angle isn't always perfect makes it really annoying to avoid a potential shockwave from behind. So I guess you could say he's substantially more difficult. I don't know why, but sometimes our Expelliarmus just isn't doing its job. Either we're doing it too soon or too late, and it always is at the fringe where we're having these problems, always at the fringe of the shield. This is like the 4th time that's happened. Why, oh why doesn't Flipendo work on it? Okay, with any luck we've got him this time. Yes, right in the center. No more stupid gargoyle. And an Avifors rock, lo and behold, magically appears right where he was from before. Yeah, like I'm supposed to believe that. There's no such thing as magic. So with that Avifors bird hitting down the central switch in this room, it's opened up the door that was located on the other side near the Flipendo switches. So you just have to sneak across the wall, yet again, for the 3rd time, and like this 8th time in this dungeon, to get across. Really, the sneaking thing is used quite a lot in this game. And I think that mechanic was also pulled right out of Wind Waker, maybe a couple other Zeldas. It's been too long. At least you don't have to see those ghosts ever again. Or the stupid Avifors challenge chamber. Well, that part's over. I just have to keep convincing myself that the game's not going to crash and make me do this again. It's over, it's done with.
A superb job, Potter. 40 house points for
And you never get more than 40 points.
That is all for today.
Nor can you get any
Class
less.
Dismissed.
Nice one, Harry. You did well there. And good luck with the Quidditch match.
Oh look,
Quidditch
that poster
match?
right there. It's those ones from the challenge chamber.
There you are, Potter. Haven't forgotten our very important match against Hufflepuff, have you? I'll meet you outside the stadium.
Yeah, so Wood's just showing up to bother us here about a Quidditch match we have to do, as you saw in our objectives. And the Quidditch match is against Hufflepuff. Basically, the way Quidditch works is that for a few days at Hogwarts, there are going to be a couple of Quidditch matches. Oh, let's just get this treasure chest.
Number 67, Justus Pilliwickle.
And with those Quidditch matches, you have to have one match against each of the different houses opposing Gryffindor. Starting off with the easiest, which is, of course, Hufflepuff, then to Ravenclaw, and then finally to the rival, Slytherin. And each one gets progressively harder. And It's just like the practices. All you have to do is catch the snitch and avoid the bludgers. Only there is one extra difference. Two extra differences, actually. That there are other players who can crash into you and stuff, and beaters and things like that will make your life annoying by running into you, kind of like bludgers. And they'll score points and stuff while you're flying to get the snitch. And although the video cuts them off, the points are really important because it's always the one who catches the snitch who decides the match. And at the end of the match, the points will be pretty clearly displayed. So let's just fly on over to the Quidditch Stadium and get this over with. I say get this over with. It's kind of fun. Quidditch matches don't get really annoying till later. And of course you have a rival seeker too, so you have to get the snitch before they do. Oh, and Lee Jordan commentates as well, so there's a commentator for the matches. So they'll point out really obvious stuff, and sometimes it's really annoying. But for the most part, I'll let you hear what they say. Okay, boost. Nice. No, we hit a pole. That, like, never happens. So far, the Seeker's still really far behind us. Keep your eye on that Seeker, though. The Seeker just loves to jump up suddenly to the front without warning. I know you can barely see it during this video, but keep your eye on this Seeker icon. Not Harry's, the other one. See, look, it's right in front of us now, after being at the very back. It just jumps right ahead. Oh, we just got past the Seeker. When you can see the Seeker, it's a little bit more obvious what they're up to. Well, obviously, but it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. The camera can't screw around and stuff if you have the Seeker on the screen. And we're doing really well with the boost. And two, we're really close to the snitch. One more and we should be able to reach it. The speed gets a little bit tougher to handle though. Gotta make sure we're making these rings in succession to get a good boost. Okay, that should do it. Whoa, it got out of our sight somehow. Where is it? Okay, there it is. That's a bit of a sharp turn. Wow. Okay, that was some nice flying. And now we just have to hope that Harry gets the snitch. Come on. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. That wasn't hard at all. Well, as you saw, that last booster that we had to do at the end required a bit of skill. Wow, Slytherin destroyed Ravenclaw there.
Well played, Harry. I suppose you're worn out after that. I am. I'm going to bed.
There goes Ron. Alright, so let's just fly back. That's pretty much all we have to do for today. I should mention one thing, though, as long as we're flying around. If you ever get the chance to play Prisoner of Azkaban, it's by no means a perfect game. I think a lot of the control aspects of it are completely awful sometimes. But flying around on the Hippogriff is basically kind of like flying around in your room, only you can dismount anywhere and pretty much see just about anything around Hogwarts, so it feels very authentic in that regard. Take that, Neville. If you're wondering why I'm so mad at Neville, you'll see later. Anyway, that's all we have to do for Harry's classes today. So, see you next episode what we're going to do on Night 3.